Hold up. Let me
Alright, I'm turning off my mic. I'm trying to fix them real quick.
bet. Copy.
You ready or not?
Yeah. Oh, let me use this actually. Boom. Swipe up, you heard me? Oh shoot, I messed it up.
Alright, I'm here.
Alright, hold up. I'm trying to work this link real quick, and then I'm alright, let me tag y'all real quick. Jordan dead, you heard me?
Yep.
Boys, we are officially live. Alright, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the first video, basically, first installment of the Ball Players podcast, including me, myself, Todd Lott, Hayden Cantrell, Five Guy on YouTube, Tremaine Spears, and the godfather of everything, you know what I'm saying, Jordan Deadweiler. And yeah, that's it. We got a lot of conversation, a lot of topics to go over, and really just, you know what I'm saying, just enjoying each other's company or through the party, and that's about it. So I don't know who want to start it off, but we can really just start with like everybody explaining like who you are, or like your story, what makes you, what people can remember you for, and stuff like that. So whoever want to start, y'all can go ahead and start. Jordan? That is.
I ain't know if I was supposed to go last since I'm the only normie in here, but
Oh nah, go ahead, bro.
So I played.
Yeah, speak up. I can't hear you.
There we go. Played baseball at Payne College, Division II in Augusta, Georgia. Then decided to leave there for academic purposes. Went to junior college in Iowa, Iowa Lakes, and did a year there, and I finished the last 2 years of my career at University of Minnesota Crookston, another D2. So I almost did a 4 for 4, but just decided to play for 3 schools.
Yeah, man. Me, just giving y'all a background. Me and Jay been cool since 7th grade. My 7th grade, 8th grade. He was my center on the football team. For all the people who don't care to know, I was just gonna tell y'all that because you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's about it. Hayden, Tremaine. Hayden, I think your mic's still muted.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, we just talking about like our stories, really?
Yeah, just your stories, basically.
Yeah, I was grabbing some other shit. Yeah, but basically, you know, I'm a 3-sport guy from Lafayette. You know, that's kind of helped me as far as like transitioning to the college game. That's real big for me. I really felt that. You know, like there's a lot of things that the college baseball life comes from. You know, whether being a student, an athlete, and you know, you're just trying to keep your head above the sand. And so, you know, playing 3 sports is one of those things that really helped me out a lot. You know, really adjusting to the lifestyle. You know, I really had it good. You know, I played all my years at UL. 4 for 4 with it, But yeah, we're waiting on the draft to see what happens. But yeah, I guess. Oh, they're on me, they're on me. But yeah, like I said, I'm really fortunate to be in this position, and I'm just looking forward to see what really happens.
Tremaine.
I'm a two-sport guy from Congo, Louisiana. Same thing. I played. Been at UL for 4 years.
Dang, it have been 4 years, huh?
Yeah. Graduated from UL. I'm currently transferring to another school. Don't know which school yet. But, for me, like, I guess you can say if you've ever been through Pineville, it's not really much. So I've kind of been myself in a lot of things.
I like to call it Arkansas.
Yeah, so I just piggyback on that. From Jacksonville, Florida. Pretty big town, or city, but I'm saying it's a lot of stuff to do there. It's a lot of bad stuff to do, but 3-sport dude growing up, stuck to just basketball and baseball in high school, and then ended up going to UL when I met Tremaine and Hayden my sophomore year, or Tremaine my freshman year, and Hayden my sophomore year. And you know what I'm saying? We just built those relationships with each other, and that's really about it.
Dang.
I just want to backtrack real quick. I don't know we're saying all the sports we played. I kind of did it all. 3-sport guy myself.
I don't remember that one.
Golf and if we would have had a bowling team in high school, I would have done that too. But unfortunately, we didn't. But I did golf.
So Dan, I actually got a question. How has playing in so many different regions affected your experience?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I went to Iowa and Minnesota thinking that their baseball wasn't that good.
Jesus Christ!
And
Yeah, go ahead.
I was humbled quick because it's a different style of play as far as doing the little things right.
Is it?
Yeah, it's more of a mental side. I say you being in Florida, being somewhere where you can play year round, you just get games in. They play maybe 4 or 5 months out of the year where they could be on the field, and then the rest of that is literally prepping for the next season. So it's a lot of hitting the weights hard. It's a lot of realizing what you would do in certain situations and things like that. So
I hear you.
it's pretty different.
I always wonder because I played in the same city that I'm from, so that's a perspective I don't really have.
I mean, have you kind of seen it playing travel ball or playing other teams, their style of play in different states and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean a little bit. I stayed mostly regional, because I didn't get to really play in those big national tournaments and stuff because I was playing football. I had to do summer stuff for football, and so as far as the big circuit and stuff, I never was on it. Kind of like the big shots like Tremaine and Todd.
I got you.
No, I wouldn't say that.
I was just messing with you.
Nah, but for real, yeah. I mean, yeah, I can agree. I feel like being in Florida, I had a lot of benefit towards those showcases. Even though I was playing basketball at the same time, but it was still like a 3-4 hour drive to go to a showcase or go to a tournament without having really trying to go across the country. So I feel like I got it easy.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of similar with me and Jordan because he went up north for baseball after his second year. He went up north for baseball, and then I went to Louisiana. So we both had to grow up fast. We had to grow up fast from being so far from home.
But for you, how hard was it for you to give up basketball, though? Because I know basketball was one of those big things for you.
That was tough, bro. It legit. We had a cutoff for when I transferred, because that's the only reason I gave it up, because I transferred schools. And if I was transferring, I was just gonna focus strictly on baseball. So it was a cutoff of when I could transfer. and it came up to the day before the cutoff, because like
Dang.
basketball like trials finna start, we finna start practicing conditioning, but I don't know if I'm gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? So it was,
Right.
I had to figure that out fast, and it was tough. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I have no regrets with decisions I made and stuff like that, but being honest,
Still hard though.
if I could go back, I honestly probably would have just stayed and played basketball.
Dang. That's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really it, bro. That was a super tough decision. And even with basketball, I would have kept playing football.
Really.
Yeah, I would have, knowing what I know now about how many scholarships they give out, everything, just being a football player at D1 or anywhere in college, the benefits of it, I would have kept playing football. But glad I made that decision to play baseball at the next level.
Yeah, I feel that.
What about you, Eddie? How do you feel
About giving up football. Yeah, that was one of the weird times in my life too. But it was crazy. Like I got all my offers. Like football is one of those sports that offers late. Like it's kind of acceptable to commit late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like baseball, like the senior sign is so it's so rare. So like I had already committed, and by the time I got all my offers, like my senior year, like those late offers for football, I had already committed, like signed a national letter of intent. So I was kind of like sealed into that.
Shoot, going in, kind of piggybacking off that too. I got a question earlier. I'm pretty sure we would probably all say the same answer. Somebody asked, should they play in high school? Should they play another sport if they're able to, or should they just stick to their primary sport?
From what I know now, especially about like I mean obviously there's a lot of guys like don't have that that opportunity to be able to play a Division I sport, but like I've had that possibility, and I know that being able to do that has helped me in the draft as far as this year.
Right.
A lot of guys say like, yeah, he was a 3-sport athlete, and a lot of teams only know I'm fast because they've seen me run in a state track meet. So it's just small things like that have helped me. But certainly like I would have certainly still stayed and been a 3-sport athlete.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I used to always say I'm a basketball player playing baseball. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I always moved like a basketball player, and different stuff that I did in basketball helped me for baseball, and baseball helped me for basketball. So I just feel like they complement. If you play another sport, it always complements the primary sport you play, or even both sports.
Yeah.
I'd agree too. I feel like, like growing up with you and hearing coaches kind of market you to other coaches and stuff like that, they'd always say, "Oh, this is Ty Lott. He plays basketball, football, kind of does it all." And then they go into the different accolades that you received over the years and stuff like that. I think what you led the city in threes your freshman year.
Hey, bro. I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but I wasn't gonna say it, Tremaine. You know what I'm saying?
Always playing with you. Like when coaches would talk about scouts, when coaches would talk to scouts, they'd be like, "Oh, he led the city in 3-pointers his freshman year," and they immediately see that he's an athlete. This is somebody we want on our team because we know that his body is going to be able to hold up. We know that he's going to be able to do this, and he has different disciplines that you may not get from playing baseball. So I think it's a good idea to play other sports if you can.
Dang, that's good right there.
Yeah, that's real, bro. That's like what you said too, Hayden, where it helps with the draft too. Like once you get to that level, it helps with the draft, with people knowing, or scouts knowing that, hey, this dude isn't just like your regular baseball player, your average baseball player. Like this dude is an athlete.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything, T baby?
Hang on, I'm on the phone, bro.
Oh God. We know what it is. um, shoot, I can actually go into this a little bit, Jay. So you know what I'm saying, growing up our whole life always was we'll go work out, go to the cage. Shoot, we still do whenever we're both in town at the same time. We go to the cage, we go hit. And I could say I don't know, I already told you like certain aspects of life type shit. I look to you for stuff. So how would you, with you playing college ball and getting that, the realization basically that it was coming to an end, or that the opportunity just wasn't now, type shit. How did you deal with that, or how did you take that?
It was tough at first because I kind of envisioned myself. I kind of like made a pact to play at least indie ball by the time I had graduated. But with the way things went at the second school I went to, like, not to say anything bad about them, but it just wasn't a fit as far as like what they were trying to do and the type of game I played. Like, it was crazy. I'm not gonna say that they pushed me too hard, but waking up at 5 in the morning to lift weights, and then it's a different. It's really different because you practice, I say, 4 times a day, because you can't get out on the field when it's snowing, snow on the ground. So you wake up, you do weights, then you have a hitting session, then you have a fielding session, then you have a team practice at night. So that was like tough to adjust to because I had never done anything like that. I'm used to going to the field and, you know what I'm saying, knocking it all out at one time. But it just seemed like, all right, I'm not getting the opportunity I want. And it kind of helped me because I was able to focus on school a lot more. And through that, I kind of learned a little bit more about the sports information world, which is what I'm doing now. I'm an assistant sports information director at a Division III college in Minnesota. And it's pretty cool because I'm not necessarily like, I'm still being able to, you know, cover sports and do what I love. So that's pretty cool. So it didn't really sting that much because I'm still able to, you know, be around athletics. But I think had I just gone to like a regular 9 to 5, I think that would have definitely hurt a little bit.
Felt different.
Yeah. But it was hard though. Just kind of knowing that like this really is it. Things not going the way you want it to, because you kind of want to have like that storybook ending of
Right.
you know, like your last at bat being this, or, you know, going out and winning the championship, something like that. But it didn't necessarily happen that way. And it was tough too, because like you said, like I'm so far from home, I can't really go home and check on, or, you know, like say this to my parents or say that, or, you know, get away from everything. I had to kind of stay put, just grow up a lot faster.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a different perspective.
and I can to that, like I could say, like I said, I always looked up to you in different aspects and stuff. When we home, bro, we hit every day almost. Like we make it a point to, and it's still like he's not even in the game no more. And he always makes it a point to hit. We go lift, and then, you know what I'm saying, and it's still like we're both still in the game. We're both still trying to get better. And then it gets to the point where like, damn, this dude's helping me get better. So that's where the love and the family part of it comes from.
I don't know about like, personally, I appreciate you saying that. That's real. You know what I'm saying? I look up to you in other ways, obviously. You know, you're a hell of a ball player, and you got a lot of the traits that I don't have. So like, it's cool to watch your journey. In a way, I feel like I'm kind of like right there with you, because I see you, you know, grow from being 16 years old and playing in these perfect game tournaments and stuff like that. But yeah, it's cool. Like, I enjoy it. Like, a lot of people don't want to be involved with sports or the sport they play once it's over with. But I really do
noticed
get
that
a lot
too.
I get a lot of joy out of helping you any way I can. If it's like throwing you flips or going to the gym and what I'm saying, so you have to do something by yourself. And it's also another way for us to connect and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I'll
that's
always
real.
be down to do that whenever we in town together.
That's real. So who, Tremaine and Hayden, who would y'all say that person for y'all would be? Who would y'all kind of lean on to know when you need to get something done and stuff like that? Who would y'all go to for that?
Man, if I always needed something to do or something to get done, it's kind of weird, but like my girlfriend's kind of cut from that cloth like that. She works her tail off, and like that's something that's like really cool. And being I get to see her a lot, like I really get to like really see like her work ethic, like I guess from a close point of view, you know. So like for me, like I'm always held accountable because like the people closest to me, like are always like really motivated. So
For me, like in childhood, like we don't really, like at least how it is there, like we don't really talk.
We got one more running.
I see that some
But
bitch.
so like for me, Joe ended up Joe Robinson ended up really played, and he was from childhood as well, so that's why I always think of. But besides that, like the people I went to school with, like we don't really talk to each other like that.
Yeah, that's the sad truth of it, bro. Like a lot of people, you go to school with, you grow up from 'em. And it's certain ones that you stay close with, kind of like on the same grind, or it's others that you just grow apart, and that's life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, there's just so many people like you just gonna fill up. You know, like, and like there's no hate against that. Like,
Yeah, it's
there's
just
nothing wrong with it.
you gotta better yourself.
You gotta understand that not everybody.
That is real. So let's go into like recruiting. Me and Hayden both made a video on this topic. Somebody asked when should they start their recruiting process, even though, or would they restart? Should they start their recruiting process even though they're not at their physical peak?
I'll start with that. You know, like recruiting is such like, you know, it's different than we were in school. Obviously, you know, just making it seem like this. Almost every kid I follow or see that has a Twitter, you know, they're always posting their clips, and like for us, that was kind of like dorky. Like when we were in Twitter, like when we were like, I don't know, when we were coming up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was kind of like everybody
Social
kind
media
of shamed on
wasn't
it.
a
Yeah.
recruiting platform. Yeah, it was kind of like showing off, I guess. But like looking back, like I actually did that because I was actually trying to get drafted in high school, and like I don't know, I think like guys from around the country were gonna see. So like I actually made a YouTube video, my high school highlight. It actually started getting like a lot of reach, like a lot. And but like that's one thing. Like I knew I was ready by the time I made that YouTube video. I started reaching out, emailing all these coaches. But like I feel like a lot of kids nowadays they get ready to go to showcases and stuff, and they're not even ready. And then so what if this coach did see you? But like that's how you got crossed off the list, you know?
No, yeah.
Why would I go to a showcase now if I'm not ready for it? Type of deal.
Yeah, I agree.
I always felt that like if anybody like those kids, especially if you're trying to go to these showcases, like make sure you're ready, because you don't want a coach to just straight up cross you off for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%. But like, I feel like when he said if you're not at your physical peak, I can just say from my experience, bro, you're still not at you're not gonna be at your physical peak until you're in your 20s, you know. But like, so I say that to the point. No, yeah, I know.
Ready, I guess.
I say it to the point to like my freshman year, bro. I was 5'10", 175, 180, bro.
No way.
Bro, I was 5'10", Linky motherfucker, bro. 5'10", 175, bro. And then Sophomore year 6'1", fucking junior year 6'3", senior year 6'4", and it just, I feel like I just grew into my body because you can go look at my like perfect game videos. They have different ones from,
Slowly get bigger.
bro. I slowly get bigger in every video, bro. So, bro, it's dumb, bro. I can send you the videos, but
That's so funny.
I feel like physical peak wise, I don't think schools really look at that physically. They look more at your skill, your maturity, your skill, what you could be in 5 years. They don't care about what you are now because you're still in high school. You know what I'm saying? They want to look
Yeah.
at what you are, or they want to think about what you're going to be.
I think like one like big meditator like these people have is like almost all these recruiters can find like who your best friends are like in
Oh, easily, bro.
Twitter, whatever, and Instagram and stuff. So like, man, a lot of kids I'd be seeing like, bro, their stuff's not even like. If I saw that and I was recruiting, I'd be like, man, this kid's got the talent, but like, yo, his friends are gonna pull him down.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you hate to see that, but like,
It's real, bro.
some think it's not fair, but I think it's more than fair, you know.
Yeah.
And I think some kids I know for sure get crossed off the list, you know, because they posted something dumb, or you know, necessarily they have some people that they like to hang out with, and tagged with, also do dumb stuff. You know?
Yeah, I think you definitely like hit it there. Like you are the company you keep. Something my grandma always used to tell me when I was younger was that birds of a feather flock together. So like, if you over here doing, you know, dumb, crazy stuff, coaches or your friends are doing it, coaches are gonna assume that since that's a company you keep, like you on the same type of time as them.
Right.
But not to disagree with what you said earlier, I feel like if you like going to showcases can be expensive, and if you're not ready for that, then you definitely shouldn't commit to it. But I think like a lot of recruits now have a tool that we didn't really have,
It's
which
Twitter.
was
It's everything. Yeah.
social media and being able to make, you know, highlight tapes every week if they wanted to.
Right.
I say if you have the opportunity to and you can, to make videos and post them, and if anything, it could be seen as like progress. Coaches will see, like, okay, this person is dedicated. I know that their swing was kind of broken when they were a freshman, and now, you know, it's completely different. So that shows that one, they're coachable, and two, they're hardworking, and then they're like, all right, this is definitely a kind of kid that I want. Just looking at from where they started, so I feel like not going to showcases, but like doing your own kind of marketing and getting yourself out there. Yeah, that'll be big.
I think to add on to that too, I feel like kids think about trying to get recruited as a freshman, blah blah blah, because they look at people that's better than them now, but those are the people you strive for. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to beat them. You don't care what they have because you're in it for the long run. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go to college next year, so you have time to get mature, to ready yourself for the next level, and schools see that for sure. Because the ones who's committed to Florida as an 8th grader, and I done seen it. Me and Jordan done seen it. I don't know if he knows exactly what I'm talking about, but people committed to Florida in 8th grade for baseball, and they want to quit now. Like all the talent in the world, but it just didn't pan out, and it normally happens like that most of the time. It'd be the people that nobody expects, or the people that that's counted out to be the ones who strive. My bad, T. I ain't mean to cut you off too.
Nah, you straight. So like that's what I was about to say. So like how many showcases y'all been to?
PG too, like real showcases too.
Peyton,
What's that?
how many showcases you been to?
Man, like 2.
Hey, my dad really didn't believe in all that. So, like, I'd probably say like 3, maybe 4, but most of them, I say all but one were local. So it was literally just Jacksonville schools, nobody doing any kind of video, and like it's just word of mouth, and it may be one NAIA, 2 NAIA schools there.
Yeah, I didn't even put those in mind, bro. Man.
So like that's what I was getting at. Like, like doing all those showcases. I like that Aiden touched on that. 'Cause, like that stuff don't matter at all,
Not one bit.
especially
Nah,
when it comes to recruiting.
I feel the same way. And my coach at University of Minnesota Crookston actually like hates showcases with a passion because you don't get to see what kind of team player somebody is from a showcase. You don't get to see
If they're a
somebody
game
hustles.
player,
Yeah,
yeah, you don't get to
because
see all
anybody
that.
can go and look good in practice, or hit
Yeah, you
five,
can
six
throw the
home
ball
runs in one
far. You
game.
can,
Ball,
yeah, exactly.
But are you gonna know where to throw it
When you get the ball,
when you in a situation? Yeah, or are you gonna hit the cut and keep the runner from going to third, or are you gonna throw it home and let the runner advance and that be the game winning run? So I feel like showcases are good if you can, manipulate your abilities
for
to be like that.
projectability wise,
Yeah.
like that's what I use
It's
showcases
crazy
for.
because it's a total like psych. Unless you can run, obviously play defense, throw hard from the outfield, but like
there's
I mean,
no
there's
point.
some people
Yeah,
who can hide behind a laser show batting practice.
I
And
done seen that,
hit
bro.
85, you know.
It's like
I've seen that. I've
it's
seen
like
people
it's
get.
like these things like
Go ahead, T. Before I name drop in this. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's like you talking about you can run, like yeah, you can run, but like in game, what do you do? Are you pushing that type of
Right.
thing? You know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and like
Because like if you
go ahead. No, go ahead.
like
Go.
if you can run, like that's like God bless God bless you with that talent, obviously, but it's like what kind of player are you to where like what are you doing to use those abilities?
How does it play fast,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah, but no, I was just saying like you said, you can hide behind different things and showcases. You can hide behind that BP that you hitting off the wall, you hitting one over. Like I didn't seen people get invited to perfect game, all American games from just their showcases.
Yeah, that's ridiculous to me.
Just showcases. Like they run a 7.5, they okay in the field, they hit balls out of the stadium at what's the park in Fort Myers? The Red Sox spring trainer. Jet Blue. They hit balls out of the stadium at Jet Blue. But it's like, bro, once somebody, not even in high school, somebody 88 to 90, you're not touching it. But it's just that public eye of them seeing, oh, this dude blowing up here, this dude doing this at a showcase, this dude hitting this ball, it's hard, but can he translate it to the game?
Yeah, for sure. I totally feel that.
Yeah, but
That's why, like, I think it's a priority for almost like everybody who's trying to play ball. Like, go to a place you can play. I know Tremaine has his own thoughts on that, but like, it's real. I think a lot of like, and I'm not saying Tremaine is an example of this, but like, there's a lot of kids who prioritize where they play instead of, like the best possible scenario for them.
100% agree.
Like you said, like I'm sure the Florida kid is an example, but like I know a lot of people who are just straight up not happy with where they went to school in the first place, and they're regretting it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and that's kind of funny that you talked about that because we had at Minnesota Crooks, we had the very first player in school history to be drafted from the baseball team. And I know Ty, you faced him this past season.
Yeah.
But he came to our school as a catcher. He was recruited as a catcher, and probably didn't think in a million years he would be recruited as one of the top Division II, closers in the nation. But he worked hard, and it's funny because like I work at a Division III school now, and you see kids that are getting drafted. You can literally get drafted from any level. So I feel like people think that they got to go there to go get drafted to get where they want to go.
Yeah.
That's not true at all because if you put up the numbers and you project well, then you have the opportunity to go to the next level. But sometimes you get overshadowed when you go to a big program where everybody is just like you, if not better.
Yeah, and sometimes that prevents you from getting your head in the door. And, for most players, that's all they need is their head in the door. And then,
Just need a chance.
Play can get them out there. But sometimes, like, it's almost crazy. Sometimes, unfortunately, it does come down to, like, the the showcase style at times, you know, to see who gets their opportunity. So, I don't know, it's just a different alternative.
Yeah, let's flip it more towards nutrition.
Hang on.
Jeff,
Wait,
huh? Oh yeah, go
before you
ahead.
go there, Tom, like I was gonna touch on what Hayden was saying, is like talking about like where you could play and stuff like that. When me and Todd first came in to it was me, Todd, and another kid named Eric Mole.
My boy.
Like all all played first base, all power. But like, so it was tough for all three of us to play at the same time. Like, actually, that never happened. But it was tough for like me and Todd to be in the lineup at the same time because we both played the same positions. But
Right.
it was just hard for that to happen. So
It's position
Todd,
stack.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wouldn't even say it was because me and Jermaine came as outfielders, and we were.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? The whole field is filled. So we got three freshmen fighting for DH. You know what I'm saying? DH first. Not
Who's
including
the third, you said?
in Monroe. Not including that you got Kennan that's you got Penny, you got Kennan that's just got hurt, so he might have to come in and DH a lot if he's hot. You got Steve, you got Stover, you got all these upperclassmen. We just 18, 19-year-old freshmen. Like, shoot, what are we doing here? But like, we want to play.
What I gotta do to play.
Exactly.
and like from my standpoint of things, like if it wasn't for them finally putting Todd in the outfield last year, I wouldn't have said it.
You really think so?
Oh, for sure, because I DH. If Todd
That's
wasn't
true.
in the field, he was DH. But like with them moving Todd to the outfield, that helps me being able to get in the lineup.
Yeah.
Sure, I can kind of expand on that too before we go to what I was finna say. I know Tremaine did a good job of just getting on the field so he can get in the lineup, but as a kid, take defense serious. Like,
What?
take it serious. When I was younger, me and my dad, and I credit him. He's the reason why I feel like I'm the hitter I am now. But I feel like I could have took defense a lot more serious. So you don't want to get in that spot to where you fight for a DH spot with 5 other people when you could be in the outfield fighting against one person, or having it be your job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or being flexible enough. Yeah, being
Part of platoon.
exactly.
Basemen, you know, who are meanwhile all power hitters.
Right.
You know, power. You know, sometimes it takes time. You know, so like usually not all 3 guys are gonna get a fair enough shot.
Exactly. So take it
I would even
serious.
say like,
Everything.
I mean, I would say too, being flexible as far as like learning every position you possibly can, because I mean, I kind of played all over. I was never really good on defense. I was kind of a liability. So like it became certain points where like if I don't have my bat, then what do I have? And I think that really hurt me in the long run because I couldn't fall back on having an amazing glove or anything like that. So I wish that I would have hit more, or I wish I would have fielded more when I was younger. But like for some reason, everybody just wants to hit. Like nobody ever goes to the field and is like, all right, I'm gonna take 100 ground balls a day. I'm gonna take 100 pop flies. Like it's always, I'm gonna hit all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit a cage
More in
bomb.
that direction.
Yeah, 100%. Because I can say, like, I can give an example with Tommy Edman with the Cardinals. He got drafted as a third baseman. They projected him to play left field this year. And he got called up in a year and a half. Yeah. They're projecting him to a year and a half, bro. And he got drafted. He didn't get drafted reasonably high, but he got. It was all right. You know what I'm saying? It was higher than me,
Yeah.
but it was a year and a half for him to get drafted. And Paul DeYoung too. He came in as a third baseman, played third his whole life, and then he hit and somebody ended up getting hurt, and then it was like, hey, we need you to play shortstop. He was in AAA the next day playing shortstop, never played shortstop a day in his life. And then
that's the thing, bro. Like, that's what utility became for him. Now
exactly,
he's one of the highest power, hitters in the National League.
exactly, bro. So that's what I was saying. I felt like Tremaine did a good job of that, of just being flexible, being able to go from his freshman year playing outfield, sophomore year playing first, to now playing outfield first, second, third, and low key I'm in the same situation. I got drafted as an outfielder, but I played majority first last year, so it's easy for me now just to flip between those two positions and just to stay in the lineup.
And now somebody like Tremaine, like, now can put second base on his resume,
Exactly.
So, especially, being in this portal, which is pretty much the same scenario that all seniors in high school who are uncommitted are in too,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same scenario where sometimes it is those small things where, like, maybe a school gets a late quit from that senior, and a little spot comes up, and maybe a coach who was on the borderline is now like, yo, can you, like, maybe play a left field position or something,
Exactly.
And I just think, that's got a lot of value.
Hey, Tremaine, speak to that a little bit, and Todd too. Hey, you pretty much started every game, didn't you? Or majority of games.
Yeah, all games, every game of my career.
Yeah, but like Todd and Tremaine kind of speak on, going to the lineup card, not saying your name on the lineup card, and then coming in the game.
I was just laughing at Tremaine. No, I'm laughing at I'm laughing at Tremaine because look where he at, bro.
Y'all just realized that?
But like,
Oh
you
my
don't
God.
see your name.
Go ahead, Jay.
And then you kind of thrust into a position to where later on in the game they call on you to come in and get a big AB and pinch hit. I know both of y'all have had success doing that, so kind of talk about that mindset of coming off the bench and providing a spark like that.
Yeah, I mean it was tough for sure because we both felt like we should have been in the lineup. We should have been in the lineup together at that. So it was tough for us just to really just sit around and wait for our turn, and we just, you know what I'm saying? He was one of the people, as long as me, him, Hayden, Jordan, Colton, a lot of people, we would go get working, so we just stay ready. And then when we got the call, we had to have success with it, and we just had to not just come in the door. Like me, you always say, you know what I'm saying? We ain't coming in the door, we trying to kick it down. So that was just like Coach Robe used to always say, you know what I'm saying? Just keep your head down and work, and good things happen to those who work and those who be patient. So we just both had to be patient, and it's gonna work out for both of us.
For me, along those lines, it was more of my junior year that I started like playing a little bit more. So like I had to perfect like you said, the pinch hit role. Yeah, that's probably the hardest thing I've had to do is playing baseball.
I mean, it's hard enough.
The pitch is already hard, but there's nothing like comfortable.
Down by 10 at that.
Are you already with him on the line?
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, and I feel like that's the fact. I mean, that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize, is that it's not that easy just to come off the bench and be like, hey man,
Period.
just exactly, it's hard enough. And to come into say I'm gonna give an example. We were never in this situation, but say we're playing in the College World Series, or we're playing at a big SEC team or SEC school, and it's top of the ninth, and we like, hey man, we know you haven't played the whole week or a whole weekend. Sunday game is 5,000-6,000 people in the stands, and we're like, hey man, you got to come in and win the game for us. That's tough for us.
Right.
That's actually how my first home at bat was. Because it was right after the we opened the stadium, against Southern Miss with the bases loaded, and I didn't even get to watch the guy warm up. I was actually right in the start.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, get ready.
And they grabbed grabbed me, and I never forget Stevenson's. He goes, "Calm down." I said, "I'm good." He said, "I can feel your heart." Let's just say that at bat wasn't very good.
That's funny.
No, that's real though, and it's just and I've learned from those experiences to anytime I pinch hit or anytime like it's a rest day, but I gotta end up going in the game. Like I had to do that this year, where it's a rest day and I had to go in the game in the ninth. And you just have to flip that mindset to the whole. First of all, the whole game. I've learned you have to be in the whole game. You can't just switch it on when it's like, oh, it's the eighth. I might get in the game. Like you have to be into the whole game, and then the rhythm of the whole game. And you should already have 20 at bats yourself, just in your mind.
That's
So
a good point.
I learned that being in those situations, and really just to have fun with it. Don't press about it. You might get put in a shitty situation or not an optimal situation, but don't press about it and just go have fun with it. Really, just treat it like any other. But
So, like, what was your mindset going up to the plate? Pitch it?
where you said when?
What was it?
Oh, just like period.
Yeah.
I can say in school, it was. I had different ones where like when I wasn't playing a lot, I literally just go in there, piss myself off honestly, and then I go hit, and I say, like realistically, like saying like this dude isn't better than me. You know what I'm saying? This dude isn't like this dude shouldn't even be compared to us, or I feel like it's disrespect for this person say I'm better than that person or that person is better than us. So just going with that chip on your shoulder, and yeah, that was a big thing. I just always kept a chip on my shoulder when I was put in those situations. So at the plate, I just felt like I had to do the job basically. It wasn't on anybody else anymore. Yeah. And I can say in pro ball now is really just fight to stay in the lineup every day, keep your body healthy, and just stay in the lineup.
Like, for me, I more took like the pitch, like from pinch hitting into like my normal at bats thing. Like, every time, it never failed. If you pinched hit and you got a take on the first pitch, that fit was the only fastball you get.
100%.
There was nothing worse than getting that take from off the pitch. But like, that's what I learned, because one of our former coaches, he pulled me aside one day and basically told me like, look, for me, I would pinch hit the game when the game was out of reach. Either we're up by a lot or really, so like nobody's expecting you to do anything. And like, and Todd lives with me, so like he knows where I'm at in this standpoint. At that point, that's when I started to get pissed off. So I was like, so literally, I go up to bat and I'm like, I don't care. Like I'm taking this at bat. And then one day I hit a pinch hit home run, and from there, that's when I started to take off. But like, I can't sit there and be passive. You gotta go
Yeah, you gotta come in the game ready to go, especially knowing that.
I think that's how they do it differently in the big leagues, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, those dudes have a role, like.
You
like
know
tonight,
it, yeah, exactly. Like, you know what you're gonna do.
Like you'll know. I guess that's what probably makes it easier. You know, I'm sure it's hard, it's always hard, you know, but having a tunnel, like a batting cage tunnel underneath the dugout is probably pretty helpful, you know.
I can say with even last season, like I feel like our manager did a good job of on my off days. He told me, hey, like be ready. You might have to come pitch hit. You know what I'm saying? Be ready for anything. I know it's your off day, but be ready. If you have to win us the game, you have to come win us the game. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's always a good thing, especially when you're anticipating going in the game and you're not like, kind of like laid back and like I'm not going in today, and then you get somebody yelling your name and you shocked.
I know it's not as rare for you guys, but I know some of the people that are probably wondering or listening to this probably have to deal with it a lot more than y'all have. And I know, like at the Division II level, sometimes it was just like absolutely terrible, and you wondering how this person is like employed or they're collegiate official or umpire. How do you deal with not allowing somebody to take you out of your game and kind of just swinging at your pitches, even though you know that they may call stuff that's too high or things like that. How do you stay within yourself when you have an umpire that's kind of stacking everything against you?
That's a cool little like that's a personal thing, like I think like you're and one thing you put it like on like that's one thing like if me and Ty were talking about that, it's like it's one thing if somebody suggests an approach for you and you need it, and you're really struggling and you're just not caring about like different options, you know what I'm saying, like different suggestions, but like at the end of the day it's your job to hit, like, and if it's anybody else's fault, like that's on
It's
you
on
for
you.
putting the blame on someone else.
Right.
Me and Ty were talking about that.
Yeah, and like you said, like I take now I've learned to take a lot of things personal at the plate, so I really can't blame the umpire because he probably thought it was a strike. Like he probably thought it was a strike. That's how bad a lot of umpires is, but you got to make adjustments to what he's calling because it's gonna be like that the whole game, or you just can't put yourself in that situation to be mad. So that's why
I'm with that.
I like to go early, so I won't even have to deal with some of that stuff.
Somebody behind me. Okay.
They got me.
But that's tough because like,
along
yeah,
those,
go ahead.
for me, like along those lines, it was tough for me. Because like there's nothing worse than, like I said, pinch hitting and then you get paid and then you got that happening as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing really gets tough. So like how I look at it is
Behind us, 2T.
like you try to be as
Behind us.
respectful as you can, but it's just you gotta. It's like Aiden said, you just gotta do it.
How much? Oh my god, bro. Yeah, go ahead, T. Go ahead, T.
It's like you just gotta do it yourself, and like if you can go early, you feel like that's on you. Like did you take a pitch to like get in that count, and then maybe that pitcher is off the foot, but what did you do prior to that pitch? Like what?
And I'd say as a hitter instead, like you'd rather be in control of things than not, So I mean, go grab it.
Very, very much facts. So, it's probably be the last topic of it. We done ran for it. Shit, we ran for an hour, bro. This shit just rolled off.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will be the last topic of it. I just want everybody, even Jordan, because Jordan really don't know a lot. He know of him. He don't know him as a person. He just know what he sees or what I tell him of him. So I just want everybody to give like their piece on how the passing of Coach Rogue affected them, and what kind of person he was, and what kind of however he was to you, whatever he was to you. Just explain that.
All right. Trey, why don't you go first?
Alright. So
Don't cry, T.
when I got here, it's actually crazy because like, since I've been here, I've had to deal with stuff. So like, let's see, my freshman year, my mom got pneumonia. She was in the hospital for like 2 or 3 weeks. Sophomore year, I got hit in the face.
Oh yeah.
Broke my face.
Why don't you tell the people what that really means? Like it sounds like a joke, but like
No, he legit got hit in the face.
So it's actually really funny.
whatever. It's
another pitch situation at 40 degrees. No, I'd always say I should have got out the way because it was
What was the count?
3-2, bro. It's up and in, bro. Just move.
We needed a base runner.
Man, so move. It was ball 4.
Didn't matter if it was ball 4.
Man.
But I actually don't even remember like seeing him in the windup. So I got hit in the face in '93. Broke my teeth, broke bones in my face. I was out for this. But through that, like Rogue sat there and talked to me through that. I don't know I think Todd and Hayden may know this, but like none of my other teammates really knew. But like my great aunt died last year. It'd be funny. She'd come to some of my games, and she'd have to take a break, like walking down the way, just because she'd get out of breath. Like she'd always come to my games while she could, and throughout all that, that day he talked to me about the situation I was in, baseball, school, and, like it was nothing you could go to him. Yet you couldn't go to him without me.
right.
And like I can say like it was more than just like a player-coach relationship for sure.
Yeah.
Like if I called him at 12 o'clock at night,
He's answering the phone.
Yeah. That was so cool. I could totally relate to that experience too, because like everything's been the same. It's a little bit different for me. Rogue coached my dad in college, so we were the only like father-son duo to play under him. So that was pretty cool. And but yeah, it just came with a lot of like extra life lessons, you know, like stories I didn't know about my dad that my dad wouldn't brag about himself on. That Rogue would be like, "Oh man, like pretty good, blah blah blah," you know, all kinds of just nice stuff about my family and stuff. So that was always cool, but he would always tell me to slow it down. The experience was tough, you know, because like somebody who's been a central figure pretty much your life since you've been born, he's just now gone. But like one thing that's been so cool about the whole situation is that like he lives in like almost everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you won't go like a week without hearing something like a real business.
That he said, yeah.
Oh yeah, just stuff like that. So that's mainly it for me.
Yeah, I can agree with both of y'all because, of course, you know what I'm saying, I'm from Florida. When I committed, I never met Ro before, but it was just the fact of knowing the history, knowing the pride that, man, you childish, bro, what are you doing? Just knowing the history and knowing what standard that he makes everybody be on, and it's no question about it, like you have to be with that or you're not gonna be a part of it. So me committing without even meeting him and then actually meeting him and playing 3 years under him and having the, I guess, the blessing to be his last player drafted, and then him passing, it just I don't even think it took a toll on me. It feels like it really still haven't hit me yet. But yeah, it's crazy. And it was even crazier because me and Blake played each other the same night he passed, or the same day he passed.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, so Blake was down in rehab and we played each other the day before, and then he was supposed to come back and play, and then the day he passed he didn't play, he just stayed in the hotel. So that series we played each other.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it was just, yeah, the whole thing was just crazy to me.
The part was like I flew back home from the Cape and I saw Blake in the airport
Right. Yeah. We played each other
in the
that.
same terminal.
Yeah, we played each
So
other that day or that the
It's,
day before.
it was wild for me just because like I was coming back from Texas to see an All-Star game, and I found out on the way back from my teammates, and it drilled me because I'm close with Judd. I'm very close. I'm very close with Judd, close with Art. But I don't know. There'd be times to where like Judd got out there at 6 in the morning, so like with me, I just felt for him. I mean,
yeah,
don't get me wrong too. I care like about my coach, but like the amount of time that he'd been away from his family, and it seemed
Yeah.
like his family was like coming back to him because Art was back in town, Jet was back in town, and then like they didn't get the time with him that they deserved. Like
Yeah.
they sacrificed so much for him to be at the field with us as much as we did. And it's not like Rogue. Once we ended practice, Rogue was at the field until 8 o'clock in his
Yeah.
office.
that's true.
Nah, like you said, like I didn't know anything about him except what you told me, Todd. But like, it seemed to me like he gave y'all a lot more than just baseball. Like he put life lessons into y'all, and made sure he instilled like a lot of stuff, like a lot of real life stuff into y'all, and that's something really cool. I think maybe I had that with like one college coach, but I never had a coach that I could call if I was in some kind of like trouble or anything was happening. And it seems like that's what y'all had in Road, which is pretty cool. So I mean, I understand how like y'all felt when y'all when he left.
Yeah, but anything else y'all want to cover?
Oh man, I didn't really realize we were gone this long.
Yeah, bro, it was a while.
Feels like nothing, honestly.
Hey, this dude down here. Yeah, man. So, saying, of course, appreciate y'all for starting this up with me.
Of course.
Try to do this once a week. At least once. Well, yeah, try to just do it once a week. And everybody, thank y'all for watching. I am gonna keep this up on the channel so y'all can go back and watch it, share with your friends and everything. But yeah, that's about it.
Good.
Thank y'all.